Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to be discussing our ninth unit. So, in the previous session, we have been discussed up to eighth unit. So, foreign direct investment is the last topic here. So, now let us discuss our ninth unit. Freshly, we are going to be discussing the new unit. Ninth unit called it as an environmental economics here. So, our ninth unit is nothing but what here? Environmental economics. So, let us discuss the introduction of environmental economics here. Let us discuss the introduction part of a environmental economics of our ninth unit here. So what is actually the environmental economics here? So what is actually the environmental economics? Actually, the environmental economics is a branch of economics here. It is one of the branch of economics. Environmental economics is a one of the branch of our economics subject, which actually deals with the interrelationship between. So environmental economics is going to be dealing the interrelationship between the environment and the economic development here. So the environmental economics actually dealing with it is one of the branch of our economics. Actually, it is going to be dealing with the interrelationship between the environment and the economic development here. Environment and the economic development. So, the environment. What is actually the environment? Environment is going to be consisting ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ అంటే ఏంటి? ప్రకృతి అంటే ఏంటి? యాక్చువల్గా తెలుగులో ప్రకృతి అని అంటాం ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్. సో ప్రకృతి అంటే ఏంటి? మనకి ప్రకృతి పరంగా వచ్చేవి ఏవి? భూమి కావచ్చు, భూమిపైన ఉండే జీవరాశులు కావచ్చు, మనకి తర్వాత స్పేస్కి సంబంధించిన ఆకాశంలో మనకి గనులు కావచ్చు, మూలికలు కావచ్చు, ఏవైతే మనకి అన్ని ప్రకృతి పరంగా లభిస్తున్నాయో గాలి, నీరు, ఎండ, ఇవన్నీ కూడా ఏంటి? మనకి ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ కిందకే వస్తాయి అన్నమాట. So here let us know what is actually the environment here. So actually the environment is going to be consisting the earth. Earth అంటే ఏంటి? భూమి. ఎర్త్ సర్ఫేస్, భూమి పైన పొరలు, భూమిలోంచి వచ్చే కనులు కావచ్చు, తవ్వకాల నుంచి ఏవి అవి గోల్డ్ మైన్స్ కావచ్చు, క్వారీస్ కావచ్చు, ఏదైనా బొగ్గు గనులు కావచ్చు. సో హియర్ దట్ ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్. సో ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ విల్ బి కన్సిస్టింగ్ ఆఫ్ ఎర్త్ సర్ఫేస్. ఎర్త్ అంటే ఏంటి? భూమి. భూమిపైన ఉన్నటువంటి పొరలు, భూమిపైన నివసించేసినటువంటి జీవరాశులన్నీ కూడా ఎర్త్ సర్వీస్, ఆల్ ద లివింగ్ బీయింగ్స్ దట్ ద న్యాచురల్ రిసోర్సెస్ లైక్ ఎయిర్, వాటర్, సన్షైన్, న్యాచురల్ రిసోర్సెస్ like mines, quarries, this all will be coming under from the earth only. So resources of space also will be coming under this particular environment itself only. Environment will be consisting of what here? Earth surface. Environment will be consisting earth surface, all the living organisms and natural resources, and the space will be including of our environment here. So human beings utilizing the environment. Human beings, who are the human beings? We ourselves will be the human beings. Human beings are going to be utilizing the environment for the satisfaction of their never ending desires here. So the human beings are going to be utilizing, means we ourselves is going to be utilizing the natural resources, that the environment to satisfy of our never ending desires. మనకి అనంతమైనటువంటి కోరికలు ఉన్నాయి కదా, కోరికలకి అంతం అనేది లేదు. అనంతమైనటువంటి కోరికలు తీర్చుకోవడానికి మనం ఈ ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ అనే దాన్ని వాడుకుంటున్నాము. సో హియర్ వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు బి యూటిలైజింగ్. So here the human beings themselves is going to be utilizing the environment to satisfy their never ending desires here. వాళ్ళకి అంటే ఏంటి? అనంతమైనటువంటి కోరికలు తీర్చుకోవడానికి. అనంతము మీన్స్ దెర్ ఇస్ నెవర్ ఎండింగ్ desires of human beings. We are going to be using of our environment here, using of our environment. So environmental economics is going to be guiding us the environmental economics is going to be guiding us than the resources provided by the nature without affecting the human welfare here. So resources which are going to be providing by the nature itself without affecting the human welfare, here. So it studies the case studies. It is going to be studying the cases and effects over exploitation of the nature without affecting environment. And in other words, the subjective of environmental economics, the subjective concept of the environmental economics studies how best the economic growth of the society, how best of the economic growth of the society could be maintained without damaging the environment here. How Actually the environmental economics what it is explaining us here. So the environmental economics is going to be explaining us that the how best it is going to be studying us how best the economic growth can be increased, how best that the economic growth of the society can be could be maintained without damaging the environment. అంటే ఏంటి మనకి ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ని డ్యామేజ్ చేయకుండా ఎకనామిక్ గ్రోత్ని ఏ విధంగా మనం ఇంక్రీజ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు అనేది ఎన్విరాన్మెంటల్ ఎకనామిక్స్ మనకి ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తుంది. The environmental economics is going to be explaining us how best we can increase the economic growth of our country without degrading the environment. It is going to be explaining us here. Without degrading the environment, it is going to be explaining us here. So, an atmosphere. Atmosphere will be also that the environment itself only. So an atmosphere has been made in this particular unit to explain the environmental related issues. The atmosphere is going to be explaining the in this especially we are going to be discussing about that particular atmosphere, explaining related issues such as ecosystem. Atmosphere will be regarding the ecosystem and need to control the pollution. How what is the need we have to why we have to pollute them, why we should have to control the pollution and prevent the environmental degradation, how to prevent the environmental degradation and providing the natural resources, protecting the natural resources, need to conserve them, how we need to conserve them అంటే ఏంటి ఏ విధంగా ప్రొటెక్ట్ చేసుకోవాలి ఎలాగ ఫ్యూచర్ జనరేషన్స్కి వాటిని వాడుకోవాలి. Then need for environmental protection. What is the need? ఎందుకు అవసరం ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ని ఎందుకు ప్రొటెక్ట్ చేయాలి? సో వాట్ ఈస్ ద నీడ్ ఫర్ ఎన్విరాన్మెంటల్ ప్రొటెక్షన్ అండ్ సస్టైనబుల్ development. The objectives of this particular unit, especially the main objective of this particular unit, especially for the students and learners need to protect the environment. The students and also the learners, those who are going to be learning of this particular subject. So, what is the need for environmental protection? How they should have to protect for the further degradation of the education of the society of this end here. Education and society of this particular end we are going to be learning under this particular unit here. So there are the different types of environment we have. So but especially for this particular, so the 30% elimination of the syllabus, the types of the types of environment has been eliminated. Actually we had the three types of environment. One is of biotic environment, the second type is abiotic environment, and the third one is social and cultural environment. So we had the different types of environment we had, but for the present study purpose, because of coronavirus, so they have been eliminated the topic called it as types of environment. So because of that we are not studying the topic called it as types of environment. Actually there are the three types of environment we have: biotic environment, abiotic environment, and the third one is social and cultural environment. For the present study purpose, the topic is eliminated from the syllabus here. So the next topic is the importance of environment in economic development. Importance of environment in economic development. Present study purpose, importance of environment in economic development here. The importance of environment in economic development here. So pressure on environmental resources, the pressure. So because of the heavy population, so what will be happening here? So the pressure on the environment, the pressure on the environmental resources is going to be arising in our country. Most number of the developing countries, so like China and India. So here our is a developing country. Most number of the developing countries, they are going to be facing the problem of that particular pressure on the environmental resources here because of heavy population pressure. Because of the heavy population pressure, we are making the pressure on the environmental resources here. So pressure on environmental resources, pressure on the environmental resources in developing countries, developing economies like India. our is a developing economy. So like India can have severe consequences in self-sufficiency here. Severe consequences we are going to be taking on the self-sufficiency, means we must need to stand it on, means make it sufficient of our food grains or all the resources which we are going to be needed, make it sufficiency of our country. So that's what we are doing. We are going to be building the pressure on the environmental resources here. అంటే ఏంటి, మనకు సరిపోయినంతగా మనము ఉత్పత్తి చేసుకోవడానికి ఏం చేస్తున్నాం, న్యాచురల్ రిసోర్సెస్ పైన ప్రెషర్ అనేది పెడుతున్నాం, ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ పైన ప్రెషర్ అనేది పెడుతున్నాం. సో హియర్ దట్ ద ఇన్కమ్ డిస్ట్రిబ్యూషన్ అండ్ that the future growth here, because of we want to earn the more and more income, and for the future growth sake we are going to be building the pressure on the environmental issues here. So unfortunately the consequences will be experienced in the most poorest sections of the society. So unfortunately what will be happen here, so the consequences, the consequences will be experienced by the poorest sections of the society, poor people. Poorest section in the sense what here, poor people, the people those who are unable to provide 3 times of food per day here, means below poverty line here. Poor section in the sense what here, below poverty line. So the people who are unable to satisfy in the basic communities will be coming under the poor sections here, means nutrition based food also not available for them here. So they will be treated in the form of and what here, poor sections of the society here. They can be treated in the form of and what here, poor sections of the society. So here under this what will be happening, that the mainly, so the poor sections of the society, sections of the society who account to 22 to 30%. So till now also, as ours is a developing economy, so till 22 to 30% of the people still they are there under the poor sections of the society here. 22 నుంచి 30% of the people are there below poverty line in our country here, below poverty line in our country here. So 22 to 30%, 22 to 30% of the people are there under the below poverty line till now also here. We are going to be observing here. So economic development in the context of environmental, economic development in the context of environmental degradation poses the health related issues also to the poor here. So economic development for the environmental, because of our economic development we are degrading the environment here. So the degradation of environment will be bringing the what here, health related issues will be bringing for this particular poorer section of the people here. అంటే ఏంటి, ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ అనేది డిగ్రేడ్ అవుతుంది అనమాట. డిగ్రేడ్ అవ్వడం అంటే నాశనం అయిపోతుంది. ఆ నాశనం అవ్వడం, ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ నాశనం అవ్వడం వల్ల ఏమవుతుంది, ఈ 22 to 30% ఎవరైతే బిలో పవర్టీ లైన్ ఉన్నారో వాళ్ళందరికీ కూడా హెల్త్ రిలేటెడ్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ అనేవి వాళ్ళు ఫేస్ చేయడం అనేది జరుగుతుంది అనమాట. So here that the environment costs are not taken into account while calculating the gross national product here. So మన గ్రాస్ నేషనల్ ప్రోడక్ట్ ని క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేసేటప్పుడు ఎన్విరాన్మెంటల్ ఇష్యూస్ ని కన్సిడర్ లోకి తీసుకోము. అర్థమవుతుందా, గ్రాస్ నేషనల్ ప్రోడక్ట్ ఎంతైతే ఉత్పత్తి చేస్తున్నామో మొత్తము, అప్పుడు ఎంత ఉత్పత్తి చేస్తున్నాం అనే దాంట్లో ఎన్విరాన్మెంటల్ ఇష్యూస్ ని మనం దాంట్లోకి కన్సిడర్ చేయము. సో హియర్ దట్ the basic reason for this particular LUNACA, the basic reason for this particular LUNACA is the historical absence of environmental consideration. So why we are not going to be considering the environment while calculating the gross national product, means historically from the past చరిత్ర పుటం నుంచి మనము గ్రాస్ నేషనల్ ప్రోడక్ట్ క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేసేటప్పుడు ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ ని కన్సిడర్ చేయట్లేదు, కాబట్టి ఇప్పుడు కూడా మనము కన్సిడర్ అనేది చేయట్లేదు from past historical onwards. So they have not considered for while calculating the gross national product of our country. So today also the same trending we are going to be continuing here. We are not going to be considering the concept of environment for the calculation of gross national product of our country here, gross national product of our country, the process of economic development here. So long-term national productivity is affected. Long-term national productivity is going to be affected due to the damage to the environment here. Long-term, more than 5 years. So more than 5 years, it may be consisting of 10, 15, 20, 25 years. So that the long-term productivity, the long-term national product is going to be affecting due to the damage of the environmental development, damage of the environment here. So rapid population growth, why the environment is going to be damaging here, because of rapid growth of population. Chala fast ga జనాభా అనేది ఇంక్రీజ్ అవ్వడం, ర్యాపిడ్ గ్రోత్ ఆఫ్ పాపులేషన్ అండ్ ఎక్స్పాండింగ్ ఎకనామిక్ యాక్టివిటీస్, మీన్స్ మనీ ఎర్నింగ్ యాక్టివిటీస్ has been increasing due to of the increased population are likely to damage the environment within which further economic activity would be taking place here, and also further economic activities is also going to be taking place for damaging of the environment here. So in India, states like Bihar, Odisha, Goa, Madhya Pradesh, Bihar, Odisha, like Bihar, Odisha, Goa, Madhya Pradesh, Bihar, Odisha, Bihar, Odisha, Goa, and Madhya Pradesh. Bihar, Odisha, Goa, and Madhya Pradesh have taken up the projects which would benefit, have taken up the projects which would benefit the powerful sections of the society here. Powerful sections in the society in the sense what here? The richest people. So which is going to be helpful for the rich people only, not for the poor people. These are the states has been taken up the projects like which would have to be increase the means which would have to be help the richest people in our country but not the poorest people in our country here. Such a product has been taken by these particular countries here. Such a project has been taken by these particular countries. So here but the affected people are quite often tribals and village poor. Affected people are tribals, hilly area lo untaru kada, tribal people are the village poor with limited capacity of voice their grievance here. Limited capacity అంటే ఏంటి, వాళ్ళు నోరు ఎత్తలేని పరిస్థితిలో ఉన్నారు. లిమిటెడ్ కెపాసిటీ అండ్ దేర్ పర్టికులర్ గ్రీవియన్స్ అంటే వాళ్ళకి అంతే సరౌండింగ్స్ మాత్రమే ఉన్నాయి. వాళ్ళు నోరు మెదిపి అడగలేరు కాబట్టి వాళ్ళని అణగదొక్కేయడం అనేది జరుగుతుంది. సో హియర్ ద ఎఫెక్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఎన్విరాన్మెంటల్ డిగ్రేడేషన్ ఆర్ డ్యూ టు born by majority of people living in the particular environment locations here. So here the effects of the environmental degradation అంటే ఏంటి, మనకి ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ నాశనం అవ్వడం వల్ల ఏమవుతుంది, దే ఆర్ బాన్ ద మెజారిటీ ఆఫ్ ద పీపుల్ లివింగ్ ఇన్ ఏ పర్టికులర్ ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ లొకేషన్ అంటే నాశనమైన ప్లేస్లో వాళ్ళు ఉండడం అనేది జరుగుతుంది. ఎకనామిక్ డెవలప్మెంట్ ఇన్ ద కాంటెక్స్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ హ్యాస్ ఇన్ ద ఇంపాక్ట్ ఆఫ్ సోషల్, ఎకనామిక్, కల్చరల్. ఎకనామిక్ ఇంపాక్ట్ అంటే ఏంటి, సోషల్, కల్చరల్ అండ్ ద ఎకనామిక్ డెమోగ్రఫిక్ ఆస్పెక్ట్స్ ఆఫ్ ద మెజారిటీ ఆఫ్ ద పీపుల్ హియర్. ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ ప్రొటెక్షన్ అనేది. సో ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ ప్రొవైడ్స్ ద రా మెటీరియల్. Environment is going to be providing the raw materials and proper climatical conditions. Environment itself is going to be providing us the raw material, proper climatical conditions అంటే ప్రాపర్ మాన్సూన్స్ టైంలో వస్తే వర్షాలు టైంకి పడతాయి. వర్షాలు టైంకి పడడం వల్ల పంటలు బాగా పండడము, తర్వాత మనకి రా మెటీరియల్స్, మనకు అవసరమైన రా మెటీరియల్స్ ఇవన్నీ కూడా మనకి ఎక్కడి నుంచి వస్తున్నాయి, ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ నుంచే కదా. ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ని నాశనం చేస్తే మనకు రావాల్సినవన్నీ మనకు వస్తాయా, రావు కదా, మనమే నాశనం చేసుకుంటున్నట్టు కదా, అవునా కదా. సో హియర్ ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ ప్రొవైడ్స్ ద రా మెటీరియల్ అండ్ ప్రాపర్ క్లైమాటికల్ కండిషన్స్ ఫర్ ద ఎకనామిక్ యాక్టివిటీస్. Proper climatical conditions for the economic activities. Present situation we are going to be finding floods. వరదలు వస్తున్నాయా, ఎక్కడెక్కడో వాళ్ళ జీవనాధారాన్ని అందరినీ కూడా కోల్పోతున్నారా లేదా, అవునా కదా. బయటికి వెళ్ళిన వాళ్ళు ఇంటికి తిరిగి రావాలన్నా కూడా భయమే, వరదలు ఎక్కడ కొట్టుకుపోతారో తెలియదు. కార్లు, మనుషులు, తర్వాత పశువులు అన్నీ ఎలా కొట్టుకుపోతున్నాయి చూస్తున్నాం కదా. వరదలు వచ్చి హైదరాబాద్లో కావచ్చు, వేరే వేరే ప్లేసెస్లో, తర్వాత వేరే వేరే స్టేట్స్లో మనం అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తున్నాం. డైలీ న్యూస్లో వాచ్ చేస్తున్నాం కదా. We are going to be watching in the news daily that the floods which are going to be affecting like a Musi river is going to be affecting the lower cadre of the people of Telangana. All the different number of places, Musi river, Himayat Sagar, these all will be of the affecting, and Telangana and also not only the Andhra Pradesh, that the different states will be also affecting due to of these particular floods here. Because of timely monsoon, because we have degraded the environment. So the environment itself is going to be affecting by our people here. అవునా కదా, మనని ఎఫెక్ట్ చేస్తుందా లేదా. సో హియర్ దట్ the restless and exploitation nature time is absorbs the waste discharged by economic enterprises. రెస్ట్లెస్ అయిపోయింది అనమాట. ఏదైతే వేస్ట్ అబ్జర్వ్ చేసుకోవాలి భూమి, మనము రెస్ట్లెస్, దానికి రెస్ట్ ఇవ్వట్లేదు, అంటే అబ్జర్వ్ చేసుకునే కెపాసిటీ అనేది తగ్గిపోయింది. కాబట్టి ఏమవుతుంది, ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ టు బి డీకంపోజింగ్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ దోస్ వేస్ట్స్. సో హియర్ ద ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ టు బి డిగ్రేడింగ్ హియర్. The environment is going to be degrading here. So here that the mainly the reckless and exploitative nature of this particular economic activity reduce the efficiency of environment to supply the needed resources here. So the restless thing what will be happen, the needed resources is going to be reducing here. మనకి అబ్జర్వేషన్ చేసుకునే ఇది లేకపోవడం వల్ల ఏమైతుంది, అది మళ్ళీ రీజనరేట్ మనకు అవసరమైన రిసోర్సెస్ని రీజనరేట్ చేయలేకపోతుంది. సో హియర్ ఓవర్ ద ఇయర్స్ the capacity of environment over the years, from the past we are going to be comparing, over the years the capacity of the environment to observe the consequence, observe the different wastes also decline, డిఫరెంట్ వేస్ట్ మెటీరియల్ అంతా కూడా అబ్జర్వ్ చేసుకునే కెపాసిటీ రోజు రోజుకి తగ్గిపోతూ ఉంది. వేస్ట్ మెటీరియల్ ఎంత చెత్త వేస్తున్నాం ఇంత జనాభాకి, అదంతా కూడా డీకంపోజ్ అయ్యి అది భూమిలో కరిగిపోవాలంటే మనం వాడే ప్లాస్టిక్ కావచ్చు, ఇవన్నీ కూడా అందులో డీకంపోజ్ కాక ఏమైపోతుంది, దానివల్ల వేరు వేరు వింత వింత రోగాలు అనేది రావడం జరుగుతుంది. సపోజ్ ప్రజెంట్ కరోనా వైరస్ అవునా కదా, ఎంత ఎఫెక్ట్ చేస్తుంది మనుషుల్ని. So here that the economics like Nick E. Balding, economists like Nick E. Balding warned the world about the consequences of pressure on environmental resources here. World ప్రపంచం మొత్తానికి వార్నింగ్ ఇవ్వడం జరిగింది ఏమని. సో ఇట్ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ వార్నింగ్ us that the how the environmental resources, so the pressure, the consequences, pressures will be arising on the environmental resources here. So countries should minimize the consumption of environmental resources. Each and every country should have to minimize the environmental resources, use of environmental resources in the interest of future as well as the present generation. ప్రజెంట్ జనరేషన్స్ని ఫ్యూచర్ జనరేషన్స్ని దృష్టిలో పెట్టుకొని మనం వాడకం అనేది తగ్గించాలి. ఎన్విరాన్మెంటల్ రిసోర్సెస్ని వేస్ట్ చేయడం అనేది మనం తగ్గించి సరిపోయినంతగా వాడుకోవాలి. సో ఎ బ్యాలెన్స్ బిట్వీన్ ద ఇన్పుట్స్ టు ప్రొడ్యూస్, a balance between the inputs to produce goods and discharge the waste should be maintained here. Goods produce, maintain, discharge of waste should be reduced, తగ్గించాలి. So the quantity of the wastes and emission must be less. Quantity of the waste and emission must be less, and so observe the environment can be feasible here. ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ ఎంతైతే అబ్జర్వ్ చేసుకోగలుగుతుందో అంతే మనము ఇది చెయ్యాలి, మిగతాదంతా కూడా వేస్ట్ మెటీరియల్ని ఇది చెయ్యాలి. అవునా, వేస్ట్ మెటీరియల్ ఎంతైతే అబ్జర్వ్ చేసుకోగలుగుతుందో అంత మాత్రమే మనం వదులుకోవాలి. తర్వాత మనకి అది రిసోర్సెస్ని బెటర్గా ఇవ్వడానికి ప్రోత్సహిస్తుంది. సో ఇన్ఫ్యాక్ట్ ఆల్ ద రిసోర్సెస్ రిక్వైర్డ్, all the resources which are going to be required for the economic development are available in our environment itself only. మన ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్లో ఏముంది, మనకి డెవలప్మెంట్కి కావాల్సిన అన్ని రిసోర్సెస్ కూడా మన ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్లోనే ఉన్నాయి మనకి, అవునా కదా. All the resources required for the economic development are available in the environment itself only. So both renewable and non-renewable resources will be available in our environment. రెన్యూవబుల్ రిసోర్సెస్, నాన్ రెన్యూవబుల్ అంటే ఏంటి, మళ్ళీ రీజనరేట్ అనేవి మనం వాడే కొద్దీ రీజనరేట్ అయ్యేవి, రీజనరేట్ అవ్వాలి, అవన్నీ కూడా మనకి ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ నుంచే కదా లభిస్తున్నాయి. సో లైక్ పెట్రోల్, డీజిల్, కెరోసిన్, దీస్ ఆల్ విల్ బి ద నాన్ రెన్యూవబుల్ రిసోర్సెస్. How much we are going to be using, that much is going to be wasted. It is not going to be available for the future generations here. And renewable resources like water, minerals, soils, so such a renewable resources, how much we are going to be using, still it is going to be generating here. So when we are not going to be degrading the environment, automatically these all are going to be generated automatically. Again it is going to be provided in the form of an renewable resources for us. So when we are going to be degrading the environment itself, what will be happen here? So the renewable resources is also going to be stopped because the waste material is not going to be absorbed by the earth. So it is will become acting as a restless. So that what will be, so the regenerating resources is also going to be stopped at a particular while here. So that what will be happen, so that's what so how much material can be absorbed, the waste material can be absorbed by the earth. So only that much of the waste can be released by the generations here, so that we can protect to for present generations and also for the future generations also we are going to be getting the benefit from our environment here. Benefit it can be are available for the environment here. So here that the all the at the same time it assimilates the waste. At the same time, it is going to assimilate the waste and provide the life supportive services here. We must need to provide the life supportive services here. So no country can achieve economic development without proper environment. ఏ కంట్రీ కూడా, ఏ దేశం కూడా ప్రాపర్ ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ లేకుండా ఎకనామిక్ డెవలప్మెంట్ అనేది అచీవ్ చేయలేదు. సో నో కంట్రీ కెన్ అచీవ్ ద ఎకనామిక్ డెవలప్మెంట్ వితౌట్ ద ప్రాపర్ ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ హియర్, without the proper environment. So environment performs three interlinked continuous functions, three interlinked economic functions. So environment is going to be contains the three interlinked economic functions. It supplies both renewable and non-renewable resources. First ఏం చేస్తుంది, renewable non-renewable resources ని మనకి ప్రొవైడ్ చేస్తుంది. And here assimilates the waste అంతా కూడా అబ్జర్వ్ చేసుకుంటుంది and provides the life supportive services here, and it is also going to be providing the life supportive services for future here. So here that these functions have positive values here. These three functions is going to be maintaining the positive values. Crisis is going to be arise when the environment fails to perform these particular three functions here. ఎప్పుడు క్రైసిస్ అంటే నాశనం అవుతుంది, ఈ మూడు ఫంక్షన్స్ ప్రాపర్గా చేయకపోయినప్పుడు మనకి క్రైసిస్ అనేది ఏర్పడుతుంది. So here that the hence economic functions of the environment are to be viewed carefully. One should recognize that there are interlinkage between the economic development and the environment. So manandara kuda em chesukovali, there is a interlinkage will be there between the environment and the economic development here. So how the interlinkage is there, now you can observe with this particular graph here. Environment, so how the environment and the farmer and the household, how it is going to be maintaining the interlinkage, now you can observe here. So farms and households. Farms and households, how it is going to be maintaining the interlinkage. Farms and households, how it is going to be having the interlinkage between these things here. So that the waste is here also waste is there. These are of farms waste, these are of households waste here. So how the environment is going to be absorbing the waste material from the household released one, how the farms is going to be maintaining the from the waste is from the farms here. So here that the how it is going to be providing the resources, how it is going from the environment to farms is going to be providing the resources, from the environment to households, how it is going to be providing the resources. So the resources, how it is going to be maintaining here. So here it is going to be providing in the form of fine that the products in the form of fine, it is going to be providing the products, it is going to be providing in the form of fine factors. Households is going to be providing the farms in the form of fine factors, different factors of production like land, labor, capital, organization in the form of fine factors that the households is going to be providing the factors of production for the farms. The farms is going to be providing to the households in the form of fine products. The different number of goods and services it is going to be providing us here. So from the environment, so the different resources is going to be gaining by the households, so as in the form of fine land, the different number of natural resources like air, water, sunshine, all the natural resources is going to be used by the households. That household is going to be providing in the form of and factors of production to the farms. In the form of and factors of production, it is going to be releasing, providing the farms, households. From the household, they are going to be using the resources as in the form of and raw material. They are going to be providing the products in the form of and products to again the households here. So again, the households is going to be providing the resources to the environment here. So the waste material is going to be released by the households and waste material is going to be released by the farms, is going to be absorbed by the environment itself only. So now you can observe that how it is going to be maintaining the interrelationship. Environment is going to be having the interrelationship between the farms and households here. The different number of resources will be provided to the farms by the environment itself only, like quarries, mines, farms it is going to be. The farm is going to be providing the new products to the households here. So the households themselves is going to be providing, bringing the different number of resources from the environment like air, water, sunshine, and the different number of resources will be used by the households. They are going to be providing to the farms in the form of a different number of factors of production, land, labor, capital, and organization. So in that way they are going to be providing, and again the farms will be providing the products. It will be provided to the households here. So they are going to be maintaining the interrelationship between the farms and households to the farms here. All these resources of economic development is going to be comes from the nature itself only. మనకు నేచర్ నుంచి వస్తున్నాయి కదా ఇవన్నీ రిసోర్సెస్ కూడా మనము నేచర్ నుంచి తీసుకుంటున్నాము. ఫార్మ్స్కి నేచర్ నుంచే వస్తుంది. మళ్ళీ అవన్నీ వచ్చినవి కూడా ఎవరి కోసము హ్యూమన్ బీయింగ్స్ అన్లిమిటెడ్ వాంట్స్ షుడ్ బి సాటిస్ఫైడ్ బేస్డ్ ఆన్ దీస్ పర్టికులర్ థింగ్స్ ఓన్లీ. సో హియర్ దట్ the life is this earth services only within the environment here. So there is a necessary to conserve the resources without decreasing the growth rates here, without decreasing the growth rate here. So development projects involve the ecological issues. Development projects is going to be involved in the ecological issues, depletion of the resources. So conservation programs have to be planned while formulating the social and economic objectives here. So economic development is to keep sustainable in view here. So sustainable development aims to take care for the future generations. Sustainable development will be taking care of the future generations. And environmental capital, which includes the pure air, safe water, safe drinking water, pure air అంటే ఏంటి, ప్రమాదకరమైనటువంటి ఎయిర్ని పీల్చుకోకుండా మనం గాలిని, పరిశుభ్రమైన గాలి, పరిశుభ్రమైన నీరు, safe drinking water, forest and mineral resources, pollution of air, water, noise, vision is the direct comes under the economic development here. Outcomes of the economic development here. So environmental pollution is the extremely of the economic growth here. Over the production in a country creates the air, water, noise pollution. These all pollutions are going to be increasing here. So economic policies concerned for the agricultural and rural development should be environmental friendly here. Economic and environmental development, agricultural and the rural development will be environmental friendly one here. So here from practices, biodiversity, limited use of chemical fertilizers, biodiversity, limited use of chemical fertilizers, water harvesting, and development of plantation to be conserved in the interest of environmental protection and the sustainable development here. So growing the urbanization is going to be creating the problems for the environment here. Urbanization, పట్టణ ప్రాంతాలు పెరగడమే మన ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ డిగ్రేడేషన్ కి చాలా కారణాలు అవుతున్నాయి. సో గ్రోయింగ్ ఆఫ్ urbanization is going to be creating the more environmental issues here. So migration of rural people from the urban areas, ఊర్లలో నుంచి జనాలు వలస వెళ్తున్నారు ఎక్కడికి, పట్టణాలకి. సో centers increase the slum areas is going to be increasing the environmental degradation here. So they create water, air and vision pollution here. So here that the sanitation becomes sanitations becomes a major issue for the urban centers. Besides the housing, vehicular and industrial emission pollute the environment here. Urbanization as a result of rapid industrialization and growing the economic activities changes the environment here. So going conclusion is the process of development leads to the over exploitation and misuse of the natural resources here. So depletion of ozone layer, global warming, ozone layer nashtam cheyadamu, global warmings raavadamu, acid rains, ultimately floods are some of the problems due to overproduction and excessive use of the resources here. So environmental provides the resources for economic development, At the same time, it gets the developed through economic activities here, A balance between these two has been maintained all the global problems here. Balance చేస్తే ఏమవుతుంది, అన్ని global problems నుంచి మనము తప్పించుకోగలుగుతాము. So this is nothing but the environment.